Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to our Read Aloud today. And I'm here to introduce myself. We just heard from Aida Salazar, and I'm moderating, but I'm also going to be reading now. So I want to welcome everybody who's tuning in. And you may have already heard this, but it's important to know that we are the Story Sunbirds. We are a kidlit collective of authors and illustrators whose mission is to cultivate a dynamic and inclusive community rooted in justice, anti-racism, and anti-colonialism. Children are at the heart of everything that we do. Our social media and Substack newsletter are going to be in the chat right now, I believe. So children are at the heart of what we do. That's why we're here today as well, because 1 year ago, exactly, the Children of Gaza held a press conference outside of Al-Shifa Hospital to ask for an end to the war. Today, we are taking part in Children's Days of Action, which a bunch of organizations are putting on to commemorate that event. And so the way we wanted to be part of it is to do a day-long read aloud as creators. So there are many amazing creators, authors, and illustrators throughout the day until 7 Eastern. So you can tune in anytime, and the lineup will be in the chat periodically. And a really important thing is that we are raising money for action to help the Middle East Children's Alliance help Palestinian families to strengthen their steadfastness by providing essential services, shelter, food, clean water, medical and psychological aid, and children's programming. So we have the link to that as well. We've already raised some money. We would love to raise more if you are able to give. In that case, you can screenshot your donation and email it to storysunbirds@gmail.com, please. And so now for our next story, I'm going to be doing this analog. I'm just going to hold up my picture book. My name is Danielle Davis, and my first book was a middle grade novel called Zinni and the Bees. This is my picture book to make, and I have 2 forthcoming titles that are not announced yet. And this is illustrated by the artist Mags DeRoma. And because it's like a creativity manual of making of all kinds, I wanted to be analog and just hold it. So I hope you all can see it as I read. But what I really want to share is that each of you, no matter what your age is, and each of you kids has something to share with the world that is unique to you, to your voice, to your experience, and to your imagination. And that if and when you're ready to keep making and then to share that, whatever it is that you like to make, that will make a difference. And that's why we're all here today, is to, in part, because we believe that through storytelling, through creating, through illustrating, through making art, and through sharing it, we can make a difference. And you can make that difference too, for children, for others, and to make a better world, which is what we desperately need and what we're here for. So to that end, I will read with humility to make as part of that effort. And I'm just really honored to be part of the Story Sunbirds and everything that they are doing in the world. Oh, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the Q&A and I'll answer them at the end of the reading. To make a cake. Gather. Make. Wait. Practically smell it. To make a garden. Gather. Make. Wait. And now this child has a little magical friend, because sometimes we need that when we're making. And I bet you know what they're waiting for, right? To make a song. Gather. Make. Wait. I always ask kids, what are we waiting for? What is this child waiting for? Keep making. Keep waiting. The wind will blow. To make a plan. Gather, make, wait. Even though it's small, maybe I'll see some clues and might make some guesses about what these children are going to make with their plan. What are they planning? And you probably know the steps by now. Gather, make, wait. To make a story. Gather, make. What is this child making here? What are they gonna do, I wonder? What kind of story is this gonna be? Gather, make, wait. Because sometimes a story is a surprise or a story you can tell later. To make a friend, gather, make, and wait. Keep making, keep waiting. Maybe that friend will arrive. It's my favorite spread. To make a poem, a painting, a sweater, a city, a dance, a fort. Gather, make, wait. Sometimes you will make and make and make and wait and wait and wait. What feels like forever. But keep making, keep waiting. Do you remember these kids? They're now joined by some others. What were they planning? Because one day you will share something wonderful that only you know how to make. And here we have this joyous scene that Max DeRoma has created with all these different kids who've made all these different things. We have the song, and if the wind blows, that wind chime will make a song. We have the cake. We have our gardener here. We have some gnomes and fairies. We have this kid telling their story of that surprise that they made. And then all these other kids. We have the poet kid. We have the bird friend. We have someone maybe who made a blanket and all sorts of things, because this is what I truly believe, that each of you has something to create by gathering, making, and waiting, and to share with the world. So I will see if there are any questions. Oh, there are. Okay. Erica says, Danielle, I just wanted to say hello. So glad you're here. Okay, thank you. Read this to my 3-year-old before bed. That makes me very happy. And Cindy, my dear friend, just a comment, we're so grateful to you, a beautiful space, bless you. So thanks everybody for being here. If you have any other questions, I can happily answer them. And I will say a couple of things, which is that I really believe that gather, make, wait is sort of a recipe that anyone can follow to make anything. So whatever it is you like to make, whether you like to make with clay, with your hands, with actions, whether you like to make, I like to make muffins, I like to make plans, I like to make friends, and I really like to make anything out of words. So maybe you can be thinking about what you like to make. You might even make a plan for yourself. What do you want to make and how are you going to do it? Gather, make, wait. And another way that we use these tools, gather, make, wait, is to make change, right? If you see a change that you want to make, you gather what you need, and that might be tools, supplies, and in the case of Story Sunbirds, that's people, and that's tech, and that's signal chats to talk about what we're going to do. And then you make. And so we are making something today. We are making this event. We are part of this event others have made. We are trying to make a difference with donations as well and our voices and what we share. And then we wait. And the waiting is maybe for paint to dry. The waiting is maybe for glue to dry, or to be able to share what you've made with someone. And we'll be sharing this on YouTube. And we will also wait to see what kind of difference this makes, how much money we raise, if we can end the war, if we can honor the children by doing so, and little connections and little changes and little helps that we can make. So if there aren't any other questions, I really got us back on schedule. I will wait to see if there are any others, but I can also happily talk about this day and this event with our last couple of minutes. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to waiting to see what all of you create and what difference you make. And we are Story Sunbirds. I am incredibly honored to be part of the team at Story Sunbirds. And I will go ahead and share in the chat my information, where you can subscribe to my Substack, find me online, or follow me on Instagram at Writes in LA. And more importantly, we'll also share the information for the fundraiser today, as well as Story Sunbirds, Instagram, and our Substack newsletter. And if you all haven't heard, we are fundraising for Middle East Children's Alliance. And so if you're able to donate today, and you can email storysunbirds@gmail.com with the receipt of your donation, then you'll be entered to win one of the books today. You'll be entered to win To Make, and probably some of the other terrific books. And I want to give a shout out. I don't own a lot of the books by creators today, and that's because I've given them to people because they're so special. But I do own one by Rhonda, who was part of this planning team and who read from Tagging Freedom earlier. And this is an incredible picture book that I highly recommend. And then recently, this is an independently published book by Rifk, who will be here later today as well, called Kamal's Key, which I highly recommend, and all the books and creators today. And the last thing I wanted to let y'all know is that we have a prompt, but now it's disappeared. I don't know where I put it, but we have a toolkit available that we can put in the chat that's for this entire organization's coalition today. That's resources that you can do to hold a press conference, to just do some art activities with your families, your kids, your classrooms. If you are a kid, you can do those. We have a prompt for a poem and for a coloring page. And that's all from me. And next up, we're going to have Inda Ahmad Zahri. I even asked her how to pronounce it. I probably got it wrong. But Inda is a dear friend and part of Story Sunbirds, and she will be up